And there's something about the height of the plinth, talking about film, that creates a totally cinematic approach to the viewing of these objects, because the only thing you can do is circle around it, like work with a borderline, and the only thing you're doing is this long traveling sequence shot. So your eyes work as a camera, which is like for me such a huge, source of joy. It's I'm in love with the experience of the objects here. And my intention was never, ever to turn into a sculptor. It was something that only happened. I don't have any formal education on sculpture. I don't enjoy construction or making of any kind. I'm not handy. I'm not handy at home. Nobody asks for these kind of things to me. It's not that I have some wife or something that says, "Oh, I'm so happy you can, fix the table." No, I'm terrible. And I don't like it. I actually don't enjoy the making of anything. I don't even draw anymore. I don't do any. I used to draw and do more collages in my notebooks, and now I don't even do that. Mostly write. This is absolutely the first time ever I reintroduced. It's funny. I always talk in the plural, the third. Third person plural. Because of course of the basic of my practice and how I'm always traveling with my team, and collaboration of course is a big part of my process of working. So I'm very sorry I may sometimes refer to myself in this weird way as a collective. But the Moderna Museet is where the very first moment where I'm introducing objects that were previously shown in another exhibition. And I think that was the key motor, the engine of this show. And actually, it's what what excites me the most about this exhibition. I wanted to, in a way, reflect on this idea of documents, what it means, for me, a document. Since, let's say, 90% of what I've been producing these last 6 years, and what probably people know about me, doesn't exist. So I'm all the time shooting videos, taking pictures, recording conversations, taking notes, writing. There's some sort of anxiety on my behalf. I'm a very anxious person also. So this anxiety that's been in a way performed through documentation, or performed through this collection of documents, and recollection of documents, was the main trigger for this show. We are documents of time. We age, we wrinkle, and we lose our sight. That has to say something, right? How our body and our psyche, our biology and our psyche negotiates with us aging. If I look at myself in the mirror every day, and I see more and more wrinkles, but actually I'm losing more and more my sight, I'm in a way encompassing the passing of time. Yeah. And it makes so much sense. So this is what we are negotiating here the same. We are looking at the mirror every moment. This show is a big mirror, in a way, on these wrinkled objects, right? One of our biggest interests, I guess, of this generation is time-based, ephemeral constructions. Even though I use a lot of matter, it's ephemeral. When the work disappears, the energy goes back to me and the team. The energy goes back to all these months, all this energy, all this stain, all this power deploy of human force. Maybe in the future I won't produce any more objects. I would maybe try to cope with what I have already generated. Yeah. They are so fragile, they need so much care. That's another of my extreme fantasies. Maybe the children of our children, of all the people that works with me, they will still have to be restoring and preserving and taking care of these objects, whichever they are left. It will be an endless battle against time. But I do think those monoliths are also another very strong answer on what I do feel is a good way of preserving the memory of my work. Honestly, it's a film in a way.
Yeah.
It's a picture. It's a photograph.
It's a screen.
It's a document.
Yeah.
Those are documents, but they are not. There's no pornography in these documents. There's no vitrine, and this is like the piece of wood that the artist used in March of 2014 in Mexico City. No, these are activated documents, and this is a new life for these documents. And they are turned into some sort of new form, let's say, or they are presented in some sort of new, different format. But for me, when I talk about documents, when I think about this show, it was very important to not fall into the problematics of making like some sort of pornography out of documents and out of the anecdotes. These constructions, the way people will navigate the space, the way we are using light, the way we are using the vaulted space. Yeah, I wanted to some sort of create this passage through where like people will be like, what's going on? Something went wrong. This is not the regular thing in terms of like display of objects, and use of walls and use of textures and use of the space. So I needed that awkward feeling.
Yeah.
That relates to the title as well. The show is a ghost.